Hi again. So I went out shooting yesterday and it was a bit of a weird one. The weather was supposed to be super sunny, not a single cloud, that's what the weather forecast said. And as it turned out, there was a Sahara sand dust cloud over the whole city of Lisbon for the entire day, so it was just overcast. So my plan to shoot something contrasty with a lot of pronounced shadows, even in the midday sun, didn't really work out at all. So the topic for today is something different. So we're going to talk about why do we even take photos and what sparks our interest. And I think for me it's something odd, something out of the ordinary, something that breaks the pattern of ordinary life. And yeah, usually it's something you just feel in a way. So I think like the one thing that really sparks our interest or mine is emotion. That's where it starts, and then you add like there will be other things like beautiful lighting, a beautiful scene. Obviously that all contributes to a good photo. But if it's just something pretty, I think for other top genres of photography it's a bit different, but for street photography I think if there's an emotion, that's like a really good starting point. That's kind of what you want. Yeah, and so I think I'm just gonna show you like the pictures that I took. I didn't film that much, but I will also show some video. And yeah, and just tell you my thoughts on it and why I think it works, why it doesn't work. And yeah, let's get going. Before I start, a lot of these are pictures that I normally wouldn't show, but I think for the sake of explaining, it makes a lot of sense. Just like this one, this is a like the first of the day. I just wanted to get started, and I kind of liked what the guy was doing, like he was reading a magazine or something. Would have been nice if there was a person in front of him as well, but yeah, we didn't have that, so no geometry. This one I liked for the simplicity and also because there was a negative space and a kind of geometry. However, the person is a bit small and there isn't like a story to it, so it's an okay photo, it just isn't super special. Here I found a mark in the paint of a car and I worked with it in the reflection. I like the distortion on the face. I would give it a 4 out of 10. The same here. I kind of prefer it because now the distortion is a bit more subdued and it kind of melts these two people together, which is a bit creepy, but it's also kind of cool. So yeah, still maybe a 4.5 out of 10. A scene from the park. I like that each thing is separated, so it's kind of ordered, but it's also quite far away and I wish it was a bit more compressed. I think this one would have potential, but there's something missing in the foreground, so it's kind of very two-dimensional now, and it's just a guy walking. Here another reflection shot. This is probably my favorite. I like the complexity of it. I wished the light wasn't as flat as it was, but that's how it was the whole day. This one I also quite liked. I really like the texture, and it's also not so... It's a bit more simple than the last one, and easier to figure out who is the main subject and who isn't. It's kind of lacking a bit of a story, but I think I quite like it for the complexity, but still the simplicity. This one took me a while to get, and I'm still not completely happy with it. I thought there was a lot of potential. I tried to frame up the people with the scissors, so for each person there should have been one scissor. That was pretty hard to do because the the people were moving, and there were the scissors, and then there were also the reflections of the scissors, so it was almost impossible to do, but this was probably my best attempt. I like it also for the complexity and for the different layers, but I think on a different day I could probably improve on it. Yeah, here nothing special. I just saw the guy who had a purple hat, and then there was the purple advertisement. Yeah, that's literally it, just color matching. Here the dog on the man's arm sparked my interest. I only later saw that there's a guy with another dog in the bag behind. One of the coincidences that you only notice afterwards. That was kind of cool. I'm not super happy with the lighting. I think it's super flat, and like the expressions on their faces could be a bit more, I don't know, happy or anything. They look kind of bored. So yeah, there's potential there, but I'm also not like super stoked about it. Another reflection shot was a big reflection day for me. I like how the silhouette in the background mimics the guy on the lottery ticket. So yeah, I kind of like that. If he had a hat, that would have been amazing, but he didn't. This one didn't work out at all. It was quite busy, and I saw these 2, 4, 6 people in the background who were just standing there like rowed up, and I tried to isolate them, which didn't work. There was like the guy on the right and the 2 other ones, which kind of photobombed the photo for me. So yeah, didn't work, but I thought I'd share it just to explain the thought process behind it. If you're interested in where exactly I go, I also just started recording my routes on Strava. I'm not sure like if I'm going to do it every time, but yeah, for this one I definitely did. I can link my account below, and yeah, that's kind of how my route looks. Yeah, I tried to work with the texture from the scratch glass. Didn't really work out. I think it just made for a messy photo. But yeah, gotta keep trying. Here I tried to go for a geometric shot. It doesn't really balance out that well. I tried a bit longer, but this was the best I could come up with in the short time. Yeah, I like the expression on the woman's face in the front, but it would have been better if there was like people on the right, more people on the right side, and even if they were coming facing me. Here I was going for a long exposure. I think it must have been like half a second. This one is very interesting because you can see all of the people moving who got out of the train and out on the escalator. And then you have that one woman in the middle who's just standing still and just waiting for people to pass. And it's not often that we can capture motion that well in photography. Sometimes we can get a still, like from like something moving fast. And now here's another one without her, where there's just the people moving. I also kind of like it, but I prefer the other one because it's got a defined subject. One more, catching the crowd on the escalator. I pushed the front of the lens hood against the window, which kind of stabilized my camera, and yeah, so I didn't have to use a tripod. I think the first one of these is my favorite, but yeah, also kind of cool. I like the complexity again in this one. Might be a bit too much because yeah, there's just so much going on, but there's like that woman right in the middle that's getting highlighted, which is nice, I guess, but she's also just on her phone, so it's not super interesting. maybe, I don't know, maybe it's gonna grow on me in 10 years when we all don't even use phones anymore. But until then, it's just an average photo. I like the lines in this image. It's kind of leading towards the woman. And yeah, it's just a classic moment from life that you get on the train with someone on the phone. Still not super happy about the lighting. One more train photo. I think it's the same woman as before. Again, I kind of like the leading lines, and she's also looking kind of sad, which is, yeah, it's an emotion, so it's something that I would usually like. I hope that was enough insight into why these photos work or don't. Let me know in the comments what you think of my explanation. If you agree or disagree, I would really like to know. And hit like, hit subscribe. See you in the next video.